Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Sandustry. It is a factory automation game about moving sand around and doing stuff with it. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked too deep into it because I like experiencing these things fresh. So, mission brief, planet blah blah blah, establish link. Archon Pry, Sentinel Command, welcome Prospector. You. I'm Archon Pry, Orbital Overseer of the Heliodine Sand Survey Program. Positive probe telemetry is greenlit an on-site sand survey of PX-47 to assess gold yield potential. Objective: extract sand and build an initial gold production factory. Archive data suggests an extinct high-tech civilization, but records are incomplete and unreliable. Its only confirmed remnant is a class-designated group of colossal entities roaming the dunes, unresponsive to all contact attempts. This is Flight Officer Zoe, your orbital operations support. I will guide you through the mission, but first things first, drop pod is locked, on trajectory and cleared for dispatch. Ready when you are. Launch. Wow, this actually has a lot of style. Yeah, it looks really nice. Alright. Move with WSD. Okay, left mouse to dig terrain, but we gotta find soft materials like dirt. Okay, 2 to get the grabber. Okay, so we can pick up sand. Drop sand in water. Okay, so it just kind of fills out. Well, that's nice. Almost weirdly makes me want to do like a sandboxy game. Pick up wet sand to shake it. Put the gold in the collector. Are we just like a weird interstellar prospector looking for gold? That's funny. Okay, so we can get the shaker. Unlocks the shaker, which can separate gold and residue from wet sand. Build diagonally and drop wet sand on top of it. Okay, build menu with Q, shaker. And a foundation. Okay, and then just drop wet sand on the shaker. Let's see. Grab the residue. How do we... Is this? Okay. Looks like some gold is falling through, too, which is a bit of an issue. But we'll figure it out. Okay, so it wants me to research logistics. Oh, but we need more gold for that. Which, technically, I do have. I just need to collect it all. Well, let's grab what gold I can get my hands on. I'll have to figure out what to do with all my residue, too. I guess put it over here. I have no idea what the reach is on my collector beam. Seems pretty far, actually. And I'm sure there's things that I can do with residue at a later date. But at least for now, let's just clean up. Let's see, do I have enough gold? I do. So we can research logistics, conveyor belt, and the launcher. Okay, so it wants me to build stuff. Conveyor belt. Shaker, launcher. So these are the new... Okay, so it wants conveyor belts here. Wants the launcher there. Are these collectors? Okay. Oh, I see. More conveyor belt. Is that also... Oh, these are all launchers? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So it drags it up and tosses it over. Okay. Hold C to select the blocks. And then move them here. So I guess we can move things around. X to delete the blocks. Okay, tutorial complete. So now we can just figure out what to do from here. Well, okay, dig and refine sand into gold so we can judge if this rock is worth a full build out. Meet factory processing targets, raise viability, and unlock more tech to push the operation further. Alright, so this might actually just connect, at which point I think I'm just going to dig all of this sand underneath the water here. And hope it doesn't get too shallow. Alright. Well, it seems like, I don't know if water is deleted with wet sand. Oh, I see, that's all just wet sand. Okay. I just drop that all there. Because all we have to do is just drop it in the water. Oh no, okay. So sand, so water is... Let's see. Yeah, water is depleted by this. So we will have to go get more. Okay, so this whole thing is kind of a janky, awful mess. Well, I guess let's start by just collecting the gold. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean this whole thing up. However, we've kind of run the... run out of things to even build here. The little dirt hole that I've got is pretty minor. Okay, I see. Gotta clean up this residue. Looks like we've got a decent amount of wet sand that's actually collecting underneath this because it hasn't been able to process on the shakers. Okay, this is awesome. Effectively a much more aggressive, like, physics sandbox for factory automation. That's actually something I've been kind of hoping for. Not to say that Satisfactory doesn't have some degree of physics sandbox-ishness, but it's minor. And mostly just, like, how you move through the world as opposed to, like, anything else. I would love more factory automation games where you're actually... just grab some more residue that's caught on there. I would love more factory automation games that are actually heavily based on the idea of... I'm just going to toss this here. It'll sort some of the chaff out, I think. I don't know. But ones where you actually have to care deeply. I think this is just regular sand. This is residue? Residue. Where you actually have to care deeply about, like, movement and physics and whatnot. Okay, I think we're mostly at the residue stage. Let's just put what gold we have away. It seems like this will fill up after a certain point. I'm not sure. Or, oh, it's probably just one of those where we can, oh, I see. Yeah, I can build more. I should probably hide that. Sensors show high psionic activity in the dune wakes of class Colossus entities. The levels remain within acceptable parameters. Okay, let's grab whatever gold we can from these locations. I think we've pretty much tapped this area. Okay, so tech tree. What can we do? Hover. Hover mode so we can float. I guess we should grab that. What else do we have? Map, sprint boost, flare gun, wall light, and filter. We definitely want the filter. 250 though. Okay. Well... make it go higher, I think. Okay, then we want shakers. Actually, no. We want conveyor belts. Let's give it a little bit of runway. Then we want shakers. A lot of them. Okay. Put all this here. Eventually, I guess I could probably turn it into a collector zone. I guess I can. There's nothing really stopping me. There we go. Okay, and then we want a bunch of conveyor belts. I'm just gonna put that over there. Yeah, because I can't break these. Well, it's fine. And I'm gonna delete this old setup because it doesn't really give me much. It's kind of just in my way. All right. I wonder if I can actually do a... Well, do we want to try? Let's do that. Because this will automatically move all of the wet dirt in. And it doesn't look like it replaces the environment either. So we can kind of do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay. So while hovering space, you can phase through blocks. But it doesn't seem like that includes dirt blocks. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to leave all that there. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to delete that. That there? Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have to have the conveyor belts above. You know, it'll be nice to have filters. But I think it's, yeah, it's 250. Because I'm noticing a small amount of wet sand getting through. Not much, but enough. Okay, well, let's just have this go here. Because we might as well have it all push into this. It doesn't seem like it costs me anything to build, so sure. Let's just get a bunch of this. Okay, we're not losing too much. The whole thing is pretty automated, so all I need to do is just dig in and then drag over. Or, well, build some more conveyor belts. And then we can probably get some more of these things in a bit. But I'm mostly just focused on clearing out this upper section, seeing how deep this goes. And then we can figure everything else out. Yeah, as soon as we get that filter, I will probably put... Let's see. Right, looks like that's kind of it. I mean, we're barely losing any soil. I think part of it is because I made a bunch bigger filter setup, so it wasn't as much of an issue. Okay, this is going to take a while to process. Oh, but we can get the filter. I'm going to put that there for a second. Clear these out. Filter. Okay. Others, sand. No, maybe that's exactly what I need. Because wet sand might count. I don't know. Let's see if I can... Oh, I can see. Sand. So we can change it so sand, and wet sand. Oops. You know what? That's probably fine. Because the residue is an issue, but not a huge one, because it will just cycle. Okay, cool. So now that I've got that... I can just start processing more of this. What are we doing on tech? What can I get? Map and minimap? Flare gun? Sprint boost? I mean, we kind of just want to get a bunch of these. Okay, so there's the map. It looks nice, very map-ish. So, I think if I were to do anything, I would probably just make this entire setup bigger, so we have more shakers going simultaneously. We're just not processing enough. But it's one of those where I can largely just let this run and not care too deeply. Okay, well, let's do, it's not a shaker. It's one of these. There we go. And that way we can slowly clear this whole thing out and just add it to the rest. Some of this is going to be wet sand, kind of pre-wetted from the little bit of water that was hanging out in here, but that's fine. That's kind of what we want. Yeah, hopefully we get maybe auto drillers at some point. It's got to be a thing I can do. Oh, U for upgrades. Oh, but we need fluxite before I can do anything with that. Well, this should be a decent chunk of everything. Yeah, I like this. I would love to see more factory automation games actually have this where you have to, like, toss things physically around. I guess the one thing is it works well enough in a pixel game, because simulating, you know, pixels flying around is probably a lot less resource intensive than, say, a full 3D game. Okay, that should do. We just want to make sure everything is getting pushed. Though it does seem like the piles, the bigger the pile, the slower it is moved by conveyors. So that is something I will have to keep in mind. But also, like, I don't know how much it matters. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm just going to turn this whole area into a bigger collection field. Because I don't know if there's places for me to put things anyway. Dang, this actually is kind of extensive. Well, what else we got? We got the flare gun. Light up dark areas? Sure. And then we have wall lights. Well, I mean, ultimately this is fine. I've got a conveyor belt handling most of this. Put this here. We're gonna have a launcher pointed this direction. Perfect. And yeah, I'm just going to have a series of buckets here. This way the launcher will constantly just shift things up and in. And we can just kind of add more launchers as we go. Alright. So the main issue here is mostly the fact that, oh, we have way too much residue. Just parked on the oh, well, that would do it. I'm gonna just park it over here. Yeah, we just don't have enough moving. Let's see if I can do 2 of these. Yeah, we'll toss further. Okay, cool. Because, yeah, we just had a massive pile up. Now, here's the really silly thing. I can probably actually have another one of these kind of go over here. There we go. So that'll empty this out really quickly. It's so trashy, but hey, if it works, it works. Oh, do I actually deform? No. I thought I'd accidentally knocked some stuff around. Well, do we want to make another bucket? Kind of. I don't know if this is going to work, though. Yeah, some amount of residue got caught in here. Somehow. I guess that was my fault. Because it floats, that's why. Okay. What's this? Well, it's pretty. Time to, I guess, destroy it. Question. No, wall light is 400. I don't think we really need the sprint boost. I'm not moving that fast. Okay. So the other question is, of course, is it even worth going deep into these caves? Maybe? It does say find fluxite. I'm assuming I'm going to find fluxite somewhere deeper in the world rather than on the surface. But I also could be wrong. Okay, so that, I guess soil is just considered wet sand for this game. Or no, we're destroying this. I see. I thought I was getting a bunch of wet sand off of that, and the answer is no. Well, there's the fluxite, I'm sure. Let's take a look at this. So first and foremost, I guess I'm going to just do that. Get a conveyor belt here. Get another launcher here. And then 4 of these to prevent it from stacking up. Those there? Perfect. Okay. Then we want to just do conveyor belt. Shifting it all here. And then I'm just going to move this up. Yeah, luckily, anything that I pick up seems to just phase through everything else. So that makes my life easier. Okay. Everything else good? Mostly. I just want to make sure I grab all of the sand and wet sand that's kind of collected here. Specifically the stuff below the conveyor belt. There we go. And I can probably just grab this. We should look into this fluxite, though. Okay, well, we've shaked enough wet sand so we can actually get tier 2. So we get a flamethrower, burn residue, melt ice, and vaporize water into steam. Kinetic press, process burnt residue into more gold. Oh, okay. Link ready. Murrow, nice place. Additional tech tree routes approved. It's also time to start thinking about your water supply. Tag the location of some ancient boiler ruins on your map. Exploring them after you've unlocked the flamethrower might give you ideas on how to get cave water flowing to your factory. Well, I still have a decent amount of this lake going. Okay, so it looks like just mining fluxite gives me fluxite permanently. Okay, so if you take a look at these, found fluxite, upgrade your tools. So material scanner. It seems kind of nice. I got 235. Let's see. Max grabber size from 5x5 to 33x33. Okay. Let's see. Digging speed. Yeah. We'll grab that. What else do we have? Utility. Oh, I see. It's all. I'd like broader shovel, but yeah, it's a bit big. Let's see. I guess I'm just going to have to move all of this over. Manually. Not a problem. And then I can just delete all this stuff. So that's going to get dropped in this hole. But that's fine, because I'm sure my current setup is still just trucking along. We should figure out actually burning some stuff. Let's see. So what else can I buy? Because I think we want the kinetic press before I do anything. Conveyor portal. Oh. Oh, I see. Cross production lines without mixing. Yeah, that's nice. How far does this go down? I have no idea. I'm just going to extend that upwards. Because we might as well just grab all of this stuff while I'm here. There's an arrow. I wonder if that's intentional or if that's entirely just a, like, quirk of the cave generation. I don't know. Okay, grab that. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Okay, we just need to make sure that this thing actually can conveyor upwards. Yeah, if that arrow is a hint. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I'm seeing a little. No, that's definitely a hint. There's a thing there. There's also this thing here. So what does this do? Huh. Augment forge or movement speed. Ooh. Extra max speed from launchers and conveyors is tempting. I'm going to go for the Augment Forge. Oh, we got both. I see. Okay, so that's so cool. So we have an additional... Yeah, so the arrow was a hint. I don't know what that thing in the side is going to be. But we can find little upgrades that give us additional permanent boosts that cannot just be farmed for. I like that. It gives the game a greater sense of exploration where most factory games, you're just building the factory, you're not thinking. Brain off, conveyors on. Here. I think I'm actually going to just dig this as deep as it'll go. Grab that. The wall lights might actually be a good idea. Okay. But this will just give us a whole mess of sand kind of collecting here. Huge amounts. But it's kind of enough for now. So... I guess what I should probably do is move things. Which is going to cause some issues. It's going to cause a lot of issues. We need a bigger bucket for my collectors, is the main issue. Okay, now that I've done that, put this here. Oops. I guess I could actually just build another one of these over here. Okay. Because yeah, I can just have a launcher going the opposite direction. Let's put it higher. Let's see. Three or four conveyors. Oops. I guess it's collecting some stuff that it should not be. And then I can just do that. Now the question is, okay, we have a thing here. No, I think we want to have a filter, wet sand, and regular sand. And then we want to have this bucket. Because I want to look into a flamethrower. Oh, this is something I do. Okay, let's just leave that there. This will collect some things. I probably shouldn't do that near my sand, though. Because I don't know what happens when I burn sand. Okay, we can burn the residue. It burns pretty well. I wonder if it's actually just going to keep burning. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Okay, so we want to do... I'm going to get rid of the flare gun. Because I think we want to grab the kinetic press, put it here. Because I'm actually going to be using that. Okay, so how does this even work? Drop burnt residue onto the kinetic press from a great height to refine it into gold. Oh. Oh. It's like a alien gateway looking thing here. Should I investigate? Maybe. So let's figure this out. We've burnt a fair bit of this stuff. I'm gonna have to burn more. Hopefully we get the ability to more conclusively burn this stuff. Just like a flamethrower thing going along this would be huge. But, I don't know. Anyway. What I need to do is get a launcher that goes all the way up here. Some conveyor belts. And then I'm just gonna bucket. This might just be a collector zone. We'll see. Okay, put that there. Put this here. And then one last launcher to send it upwards. Okay, so the one problem with this is that we are going to have regular junk falling in. Okay. So some of this is not working the way we want it to. Okay. I'm just going to put this here. This is probably going to be something that I just have to manage. Let's see. Because yeah, I don't think this is going to work. At least not in its current incarnation. And that's okay. It doesn't have to. It just has to work a little bit. Okay, hopefully we can get like an auto flamethrower at some point that works on its own. So I think I'm going to get rid of this conveyor belt. It's not really working. Because I can't really automate this that well. Yeah, and we get a layer of this stuff, which is preventing more from falling? Question mark? Oh, seed. Interacts with water. Okay, and the collector... I see. The collector preventing them from getting where I need them to go. I probably shouldn't be doing any of this. Well, this is this kind of mess. I do appreciate that it all shifts density, which is appreciated. Also, holy shit, this is a lot of gold. But yeah, I think we wanna move this. Okay, so let's take this whole thing. We're gonna just move it up like a bunch more tiles. Okay, so now I'm gonna need... This is why we need the conveyor portals. Oh, but that's for sand. We don't need sand. We need a lot of things, and the problem is we have this cool portal thing that I can't use here. Or can't do anything with. That's how we're ending up with a bunch of residue that we don't want. It's falling off. There we go. Alright, that should be most of it. There's more. Oh, because it's falling off of this one. Oh. Okay, that doesn't work. Yeah, I love this being this physics-based system, but that is going to throw me off. Okay, so I'm just going to put a backdrop there. Okay, I can pass through all of that. We've got a obscene amount of things. I don't know how a bunch of gold ended up here. I guess it was just falling off a shaker in the wrong direction. But that's fine. Okay, complete the bucket. So, I guess let's go take a look at this, because it wants me to know about these alien ruins. Can I burn my way in? Or no, it's this. This is how it wants me to get in. Incoming uplink. These runes show a natural system for collecting water from caves. Boil water into steam and let it rise. Once high enough, it condenses into rain. Use blocks to direct the steam and create a natural rain catcher. Okay, can I build a boiler? Because I've got a flamethrower, sweeper drone, collect materials from the ground, cryoblaster, conveyor portal, thermal buffer. So store and distribute heat from nearby machines. Burner belt. Ignites flammable materials when fueled. Buy heat through a thermal buffer. Oh, but I have no way of doing that. Well, let's grab the conveyor portal. And sweeper drones, though I don't know if I'm going to be using those. Okay, so the one problem is my whole factory is kind of tainted here. By just lack of space. I guess, yeah. Unlock sprint boost. But yeah, I can't do anything with that. So the problem is, too much of my factory is located next to these very important POIs. What the hell is that in the background? Why is there a giant alien orb? Yeah, see, this area over here, admittedly, is a giant mountain. With some ice and other things. But there's not much going on, so I can actually build something here. Kind of. It's like no water, though. I should probably go back and clean up my factory a little bit better, too. So, I guess I'm going to make a giant bucket in the sky for seed. Okay. Because I think just having the seed on hand is going to be huge. Okay, there we go. At least going to get it out of my way. So how do we get the sand out of here? Okay, no, we don't want that. We want filter. Nope. There we go. We want this to be gold. So anything that is not gold goes that direction. We build one of these there. Nope, that's not it. How do I swap? Alt. Ugh. Okay, so we want to build a... Why am I just losing... I have no idea. God, I hope I've been recording this entire time. That's gonna suck if it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, Alt-2, Q, build. We want to get conveyor portal. Okay, so for whatever reason, this game was having serious game capture issues where, like, yeah, half the time the game would just decide to, let's see. Do I want to... Yeah, let's just leave it at something like that. I guess I don't have to build more. Put this here, put this here. More collectors going up. And this is going to be the seed launcher. So I think I'm just going to do a secondary bucket into this, launcher at the top. Conveyor belt over here. And that should do it. Okay, cool. So next up, I think we want to do filter, We want to filter for residue. And have it fall through this thing. Have that go there. Okay. So this way, burnt residue... Hopefully it'll just be burnt residue for now. We'll go through. Nothing more. Alright. So then... Conveyor belt all the way to the right. Oh. To the right. Put this here. Conveyor belt over. More filter. And we just want a launcher. Okay. Then lastly, burn. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to set a bunch of this stuff on fire. Okay. And then just put all the burnt residue on top. At some point we can get the burner conveyor belts. But they're not the most important. I'm just going to put that over there. This over here. Okay, last of that. Alright, cool. So this should now work. So any amount of residue is just going to be kind of constantly caught in a loop. All the burnt residue goes up. Let's take a look at this, and why are you slow? Not really. Oh. It is. We're out of water. Mostly. There's a lot of wet sand still in here. But we're very quickly running out of wet sand. On the plus side, this whole thing's kind of fallen apart. I think I'm just going to leave this here at this point. I'm just going to have this bucket a bunch of stuff. We'll have to get rain before I do more. But at least I can collect, hopefully, the regular sand and throw it over here. Because, yeah, it didn't account for that much sand ending up in my setup. It's wet sand. This is regular sand. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's gumming up the works in a really annoying way. Well, we can kind of collect what we can collect. Grab the residue, move it over here. Let's do a filter. We want to do sand there, then have the wet sand go over and back into the hole. There we go. So that'll kind of take it out of the system. Okay, grab all that. Should be good. Alright. Extend this launcher all the way up, even though this is filling out. I think I'm just going to destroy this and give it a little bit more room. Okay, we have a lot of dry sand. that ended up in this system. Due to my admittedly poor management, but learning. Okay. Grab that there, put this here. Okay. Grab whatever remaining sand. Hopefully we don't have any more regular sand ending up in this system. At least for the moment. Let's see. So I've got some amount of money. Cryoblaster. Oh, produce infinite snow that can freeze water, solidify lava, or be steamed into rain. There's also the thermal buffer. But I think we want the Cryoblaster. Let's see. Q. How do I find my tools? Toolbox. Tab. Okay. Just gonna do shovel. Let's just equip all of my tools here. Okay. So that just gives us snow. Okay. I haven't found any more of the upgrade materials, so there's not much I can do there. Dang. Well, here's the thing. If I... Oop, that's not it. I see. But it's turned into steam. So I'd have to make a condenser. Melt ice, make it rain. Well, I guess I made it rain a little. That's going to cause some issues. Okay, set this all on fire. Move a bunch of this over. Yeah, I'll just have to regularly burn this. What are the... Oh, that's steam that's caught there. Yeah, so stuff like steam and sand are just treated exactly like every other block. They just have no gravity, so they go upwards. Well, that's interesting, at the very least. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to leave us here, mainly because fixing the remaining issues that I've got on this factory are going to take a decent amount of time, and I don't actually have that right now. But I like what this is showing me so far. You know, all of the different, I mean, physics mechanics is a big one. But then also figuring out how to, like, set up rain, you know, manage residue, turn that into gold too. Seeds? What the heck are seeds for? I have no idea. Oh gosh, my seed repository is overflowing. That's a bad thing. Let's see. I don't necessarily know what to do about all of that, and it's going to take me a long time to fix all of this, and I almost kind of wonder if what I should do is actually finish up with what we've got here, and then call it not call it a day, and then start anew elsewhere. You know, build this into a rain machine, pipe everything over. This is just desert. Oh. Well, I mean, okay, so we have a pyramid. Okay, so I still am gonna have to manually... Oh. That's interesting. I might just try and get it to rain on the desert. Maybe. And see if I can just turn that into wet sand immediately. We will see. But for now, at least, I guess I might as well say that Sandustry is available now on Steam. So if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is genuinely a very good time. If you like factory automation games, if you like physics sandbox games, if you like puzzle games, or if you like Hooded Horse, they publish fantastic games in pretty much every single thing that they've ever put out. has been an absolute banger. And so, I'm, very happy to see that this is yet another one of their feathers in their cap, I guess. I would love to play more of this at some point, but I do not know what my schedule is going to look like, so it might be a long time. Or maybe I just play it offline. They ever come up with a multiplayer mode, though? Ooh, that'd be fun. Anyway, I guess with all that... Oh, radial, so I can just select my tools. Oh, that's huge. All right, anyway, with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.